When LEGO City Undercover was originally announced back in 2011, I brushed it off as a gimmicky Grand Theft Auto wannabe for kids. It didn't help that I was already feeling let down by the Wii U after its disappointing E3 debut, where Nintendo seemed to be completely out of touch with reality and the rest of the industry. The years since then have been a very different story for the console, however, having built up an excellent library of games, including Super Mario 3D World, Earthbound on the Virtual Console, Mario Kart 8, and this exclusive from TT Fusion. 2014 has been a good year for me in open world games. Tomb Raider, Batman Arkham City, and Grand Theft Auto 5 are among the sandbox-style games that I've played and put extensive time into, and I love them all. Like I said, I had initially ignored LEGO City Undercover, but I'd also seen the very positive reviews and forum threads on it, and figured now would be a good time to see what it was all about. And I'm so glad I did. LEGO City Undercover is one of the most purely fun games I've played on the Wii U, providing a wealth of variety and challenge for gamers of all ages. Its format will be familiar to fans of open world games. While there's a main storyline that keeps you moving forward throughout the game world, it is primarily comprised of a giant city that you can explore freely. What I like so much about LEGO City Undercover's gameplay is that it blends together the living, breathing feel of Grand Theft Auto with the structural traversal of games like Uncharted and the aforementioned Tomb Raider. It also does so through humor, creative design, and nothing beyond the typical Saturday morning cartoon levels of violence. Like many other titles in the genre, collectibles are a big part of the gameplay. Not only will you be picking up a large supply of LEGO bricks in order to build things, but you'll also need money to unlock most of the game's characters, vehicles, and special abilities. That's actually something I don't like about LEGO City Undercover's design. You spend a lot of time finding all of these collectibles, but there's an additional step required where you have to go to your home base to unlock each one individually for use within the game world. I hope that if a sequel is developed, that unlockables can be used immediately once you find them. Compounding this problem is the unlocking interface, which is slow and unresponsive. Then there are the load times, which can last up to a minute and a half. These occur pretty often too, especially later in the game when you're going back and forth collecting all the things you missed your first time through. I consider myself to be a pretty patient player, but LEGO City Undercover's long, non-interactive loading screens definitely tested me. Graphically, the game looks very good, with excellent draw distances, nice environmental detail, and a decent frame rate, although it does often dip below 30 frames per second. There are some inconsistencies in quality when it comes to texture detail too, but for the most part, the game looks nice, and particularly shines during special missions and super build sequences, which show various structures being built brick by brick. In terms of audio, LEGO City Undercover gets most things right. The voiceover work is wonderful, with some sound-alikes that are a near-dead ringer for the real thing.
Somebody, get him to the chopper, I mean hospital.
Music is also good, with a 70s funk soundtrack that fits the story and style of the game perfectly. There are also some licensed tracks, and the music for the last stage is truly some amazing stuff. What's bizarre, however, is the complete absence of music during most of the game's open world and driving sections. Fans of Grand Theft Auto have become accustomed to different radio stations to listen to, and driving around LEGO City without a single chord of music makes these sections feel sterile and incomplete. It's a giant missed opportunity in my opinion. The Wii U gamepad is put to good use in LEGO City Undercover, and like the Wind Waker HD, it's nice being able to use it as an interactive map and resource without having to pause. It's also used throughout the game to set waypoints, listen in on conversations, and uncover clues. There's a lot to do in LEGO City Undercover. While the main campaign will take most players about 15 hours to complete, it will easily take triple that or more to 100% it. The great thing is that most of those additional tasks are fun to do or discover. They usually don't take that long to complete either. It's just that there are a ton of them to do. The game does a good job of keeping track of what you've done, and there are items that make those tasks much easier. But don't be surprised if you find yourself pulling your hair out trying to find that last character token in a given area. I had a great time with LEGO City Undercover. While it doesn't have the spectacle, controversy, or production value of similar open-world games, it's certainly one of the most enjoyable in the genre, providing laughs, solid gameplay, and a wealth of things to discover. I highly recommend it.